I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember it, so you don't have to. When you're a celebrity as incredibly famous as I am, you tend to be given a few privileges. With that said, I'm sure a lot of you have heard the announcement about Frozen 2. The little movie that could continues to be the movie that couldn't go away, and big shock, Disney decided to do a sequel of the highest grossing animated film of all time. That being Frozen, I'm sure you put that together. But what people don't know is that the plot is already written. Now I'm sure a lot of you think that scripts go through rewrites and revisions and all that nonsense, but nope, it's written once and then never touched again. You want the proof? I actually have the plot to Frozen 2. That's right, I know every single solitary thing that is gonna happen in one of the biggest sequels of all time, and I'm gonna ruin it for all of you today. Why? Because I'm an asshole. Let's take a gander. Everything is grand in the land of Arendelle. Elsa is still queen, Anna is still princess, and Kristoff filed for unemployment because, well, there's still no need for ice, so he's pretty useless. But things suddenly take a horrible turn when they discover terrible news. Elsa's parents have returned home. That's right, they faked their own deaths. They explained that Elsa's powers mixed with her emotional turmoil was too much for them to handle. And knowing that her transformation from girlhood to adulthood would probably involve some emotional moments, they figured their land was doomed. So they sailed to Fiji, had a nice cold pint, and waited for this all to blow over. When asked why they did so, they said, let's face it, dodging responsibility is kind of our thing. We solved the problem of a cursed child by sending her to her room. Pretty lazy rationale. But when they noticed the kingdom hadn't quite blown up, it just went through a cold spell, they decided to return home and demand it back. As you can imagine, Elsa is pretty pissed and isn't willing to hand over her kingdom. Luckily though, her government has been funding the development and experimentation of bringing conscious life to inanimate snow. True, this was controversial and the church didn't support the creation of life from nothing, but they were also the people that told her to take her gloves off at the coronation, so fuck those guys. She literally sneezes out a snowman army, I guess this is a holdover from a recent short, and marches them to defend her kingdom. Plus she forgot her parents had a long relationship with the rock trolls, who are not happy that their adopted son has yet to marry royalty. In the past, it usually takes about 3 days, but he's waited way too long now. And it's time for them to take the throne by whatever means necessary. When Kristoff tries to talk them down, they admit they were mostly just using him for the ice, which, as stated before, makes him pretty useless. Rocks, of course, are harder than snow, so Anna summons help from one of her new friends, Rapunzel. Rapunzel has an army led by her horse who sends several divisions out to help Elsa. But the rock trolls disguise themselves as, well, rocks, and ambush them. They then convince the horse that he is a rock troll because, if you remember, they can wipe anybody's mind and make them think whatever they want. This is especially tough for Sven, who is revealed in the movie to be the horse's half-brother. Apparently Bambi's mother and Philippe had a thing. This leads to Elsa feeling incredibly guilty and singing her big musical number. This is going to be a counterpart to Let It Go, entitled Keep It In. This is a song that teaches kids that if there's something you really want to do, say, play the soundtrack to a movie over and over driving your parents absolutely insane, you should probably just keep it in and only hum the song in your head. It's not even really a song, it's just that exact sentence with some musical accompaniment. The kids will be confused, but the parents will be thankful. After Rapunzel's army fails and Sven is convinced as well that he's a rock troll, Anna questions Elsa if they can call upon the armies of Princess Tiana. Elsa then points out that the person she saw at the coronation was not Princess Tiana, as she wouldn't be born for several years, and that she was just a black woman in a green dress. When Anna asks if this makes her racist, Elsa says, yes it does. So Anna is banished for being racist, and Elsa appoints Olaf as her new sister. Princess Olaf is put in charge of recreating another snowman army to build a giant ice wall to protect her kingdom. But Olaf's snowmen all come out looking yellow. She doesn't want to question how the hell this happened, and she just banishes him too. Elsa is getting concerned as the rock trolls are wiping out everyone's memory, making them think Elsa's parents deserve the throne. She never realized just how friggin' powerful these things were. She always just sort of saw them as perky, needless distractions. But apparently they're the most dangerous threat the world has ever known. Who knew? So with her giant ice wall built, Kristoff comes up with a great plan. Elsa can use her powers to go through walls and perhaps sabotage the other side. Elsa forgot she even had this power, but remembered her braid did seem to slip through her arm somehow. She uses her new ability to literally walk through the rock trolls untouched and try to talk sense to her parents. But her parents think she's a ghost, panic, and send kamikaze trolls to blow up the wall. They didn't realize though that the wall is so big that melting it would literally put all of Arendelle underwater. Knowing her kingdom is lost, she uses her bizarre dressmaking powers to create fins for the bottom half of her and Kristoff. This would allow them to both breathe and swim underwater, seeing how that is where they'll have to live the rest of their lives. Seeing how everything is melted and her people are dead, she rebuilds another ice castle out of the yellow snow that Olaf left behind, promotes Kristoff to the role of sex slave, and repopulates her underwater world with a new breed of species. That's right, this was all just a giant prequel for The Little Mermaid. And in a way you completely didn't see coming. Oh, and that ship that Ariel and Flounders went through that you thought was Elsa's parents? That's actually Jack Sparrow's. Yeah, try to figure out how that one works. The end. And that is the plot to Frozen 2. Some changes may apply. What? Oh, I see. You think I'm making it up. You think it's not true. You think I only created this video as clickbait, so you look at it and be like, ooh, I gotta see that and get a lot more views, huh? All right, fine. If that's the way you feel, pick something for me to review. Anything. Anything you fucking want. It can be a movie you've always wanted me to look at even before it came out. It can be fucking anything. Go ahead. Throw your worst at me. Child's Play, that's easy street. I thought you were gonna have me review it with someone I didn't like. Oh!